Appeal.
Sleeping all day appeals to me, but I have to go to school.
Brightly colored packaging made the pens especially appealing to children.
Court of Appeal Criminal Division is based at the Royal Courts of Justice in London. Arendt Tribunal is the one that hears appeals against high rents. When he was dismissed, he appealed to his union for support.
Appeal.
Assume.
I can only assume this goes on daily.
It was assumed that the bus lane is an extra lane added to the main approach to the intersection.
She assumes to pay attention to the play.
Let us assume for a moment that the plan succeeds.
He innocently assumed that a steel cover placed over a drainpipe was safe to walk on.
Assume. Borrow.
If I have things you need to borrow, just borrow.
I've borrowed the negatives of her wedding photos.
The country relies excessively on borrowing from abroad.
We are 2 tables short. Can you borrow some for us?
I wrote the wrong word. Can I borrow your rubber?
Borrow. Client.
We always aim to give our clients personal attention. He has to get back to a client about the new contract this morning.
Forward is an option found in an email client, which allows you to forward a received email to another recipient. That's not the right style for an email to a client. Our representatives do business with clients in more than 20 countries.
Client. Downtown.
The hotel is situated 2 miles north of downtown.
The Washington State Convention and Trade Center is located in the heart of downtown, with on-site parking, business services, and eateries.
She works for a law firm in downtown Miami.
The hotel is situated 2 miles north of downtown.
Downtown.
Dull.
The movie was very dull. I fell asleep watching it. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, goes an English saying.
My feet were numb, with a dull ache.
There are two basic types of tooth pain, namely, sharp and dull pain.
Dull.
Embarrass.
He was embarrassed when he couldn't remember her name. The proverb egg on your face means you've done something embarrassing. They became embarrassments to the British Crown.
She felt embarrassed about undressing in front of the doctor.
She was in a very embarrassing situation.
Embarrass.
Fare.
Train fares are going up again.
Try to make a reservation for the low season or the shoulder season for the cheapest fare.
No one questions the desirability of cheaper fares.
There is a fare box on bus.
Train fares are likely to remain unchanged.
Fare.
Former.
The hotel, a former castle, was built over 200 years ago.
He is the former President of the United States.
He is my former boss.
The structure of this town was formerly within the sphere of influence of the U.S.
She is a former deputy chairman of the Democratic Party.
Former.
Formula.
They're trying to follow a new formula.
Detectives tend to formulate one hypothesis and then try to confirm it.
The same formula holds when the spring is compressed, with F and X, both negative in that case.
Einstein formulated the theory of relativity in 1905.
There are 4 formulas altogether.
Formula. Invest.
Apple is to invest a large amount of money in a new store in Brazil. Criminal investigators are investigating that murder.
If we want to get ahead of our competitors, we ought to invest more in R&D.
We bought the house as an investment.
What this country needs is a long-term policy for investment, In science and technology.
Invest.
Loan.
Maybe I'll give you a temporary loan.
I'm going to in quite a bind if this loan isn't approved.
A friend loaned me $1,000. The state bank charges lower rates on personal loans.
Loan.
Practical.
Qualifications are important, but practical experience is always an advantage.
She has a lot of interesting ideas, but they're not very practical.
I want shoes that are practical and hard-wearing.
Trainees will be taught basic practical skills. There will be a written examination to complement the practical test.
Practical.
Quarter.
He paid a quarter for the candy.
The soldiers were quartered in the town.
When they're at close quarters, they realize how dirty it is.
He has the backing of almost a quarter of the electorate.
Our accountants have been asked to audit the accounts for the last quarter.
Quarter. Salary.
His monthly salary is $1,500.
She still draws a salary from us.
On top of the basic salary, there are numerous other benefits.
This job will give you an annual salary of $40,000.
The contract includes a salary increment every 6 months.
Salary. Scholarship.
He got a scholarship to Eton.
The student who won the scholarship is going to study in Britain.
Winners of a student scholarship receive a free student e-ticket to the conference.
I want to get scholarship this semester. He got a scholarship to Eton.
Scholarship.
Temporary.
I'm looking for some temporary work.
Many illnesses in these temporary refugee camps are the result of inadequate sanitation.
His job here is only temporary. Annapolis was made the temporary capital of the nation. A temporary office was in place within hours and the injured were being helped.
Temporary. Treasure.
They became very rich when they found the buried treasure.
These thieves want to steal the treasures and belongings there. There is a pressing need in order to save a historical treasure.
I shall always treasure the memory of our time together.
The treasurer underestimated the cost of the new furniture.
Treasure.
Urge.
His friends urged him to take part in the singing competition. They called an urgent meeting for this evening.
She was called away from the meeting to take an urgent phone call.
I felt a wave of panic, butterflies in my stomach, and a tremendous urge to get up and run away.
We've had an urgent message saying that your father's ill.
Urge.
Found.
Her family founded this company in 1895.
She's found some part-time secretarial work.
IAF was founded on July 17, 1912 at its first Congress in Stockholm, Sweden.
Some deadly bacteria are found in river water.
I think I've finally found a style that looks decent and is easy to handle.